Hello everyone, I am Professor Shivchilesh Guddodgi. Welcome you to the lecture series on database management system. We are discussing the module number 1 and lecture number 6. So in today's class, we are once again discussing the some of the modules, some of the concepts from the chapter number 3, that is entity types, entity sets, key attributes of an entity type, then value sets. So the learning objective of this today's class is, so after this lecture, the student will have a better understanding of entity types and sets, then what are the key attributes of an entity type and the value sets. So in the previous lecture, we have discussed about the attributes and its types. So the attribute, we said that it is the properties of an entity which will describe it. So the attributes are represented by using the oval or ellipse in an ER diagram. So totally there are 8 types of attributes are there in an ER schema diagram. So the first one is a simple attribute. So the simple attribute means which will not be divisible further. So the example we have discussed is the SSN. And after that, second one we have discussed about the composite attribute. So the composite attribute means the attribute is divided into the independent subparts. For example, address. The address can be subdivided into street number, home number, then the apartment number, then home, city, zip code. This way you can divide it. For representing the composite attribute, you can also use the diagram notification. So next, after that, we have discussed about the single attribute. A single attribute will always take a single possible value. For example, age is an example of simple attribute because in an age column, we can write only one value. For example, if age is representing the student age, the student age can be the only one possible value. You can't write it as 21, 22, something like that. Then after that, the fourth type we have discussed is the multi-valued attribute. So here in this case, the attribute can take the more than one possible values. For example, color of a car. So the car can take more than one color, or previous year degrees, or mobile number. A student can have more than one mobile number also, and email ID. This is also one example for multi-valued attribute. And multi-valued attributes are represented by the double oval shape symbol in an ER diagram. Then after that, the fifth one we have discussed is the derived attribute. The attribute which is derived from using the stored attribute. So the example is age. So the age can be derived from using the date of birth and by using the current date. So if you subtract the date of birth from the current date, we are going to derive the age attribute. So the derived attribute is always represented by the dashed ellipse or dashed oval. Then the sixth type of attribute we have discussed is the stored attribute. So in the case of deriving the derived attribute, we are storing some value in the database. So here in this case, we are storing the date of birth. So the date of birth, we have call it as stored attribute. The seventh attribute we have discussed is the key attribute. So the key attribute uniquely identifies each row in the table. So the key attribute is represented by the oval shape with the underline. Then the final type of attribute we have discussed is the null attribute. So while storing the values, if you doesn't know any particular value, or if that attribute is not applicable, so then we are not writing anything in that particular cell. So that means, so the null values will be represented by the blank in a relation. So these things we have discussed in a previous video. Now let us see regarding the today's session. So the first one is the entity types. So the entities with the same basic attributes are grouped and typed into an entity type. So consider that if you are storing the student information, so all the student information is having the same number of columns. For example, roll number, name, age, mobile number, and the email. If you are storing these 6 information, all the students have the same attributes. So then that we call it as entity type. So the examples, you can call it as a project or employee or a student. So each entity type in the database is described by its name and its attributes. For example, if you consider the employee as an entity type, so this entity type can be described by its name as employee and its attributes as SSN, age, address, salary, manager SSN, and the department. An entity type describes the schema or intention of a set of entities that are share the same structure. So the entity type will describe the schema of a relation. So that's why this one is also called as the intention. It will just tell you that how many numbers of columns are there and what are its attribute names. This one is only we are going to specify it. Now here you can see it as, so here the entity name is, so it is an employee, or the entity name can be the company here. Okay. So employee and the company are the entity type. So this employee has the 3 attributes. So these attributes are describing the entity type called employee as name, age, salary. So these are the attributes of the entity called employee. Now for the company, the attributes are name, headquarters, and the president. Now this one we call it as entity set. So here in this case, E1 is an entity, then E2 is an entity, E3 is an entity. This is a complete collection. We call it as an entity set. Here C1 is an entity. Here entity 1. So the Mahesh Kumar indicates the name of the employee, whereas the 55 indicates the age of an employee and 80K indicates the salary of an employee. Now you can check for the company. So CDAC is the name of the company. So the headquarter of the company is Hyderabad and the president of the company is Mahesh. The same way, so that we can say it as an extension of an relation. Whereas if you are defining only the name of the relation and what are its attributes, then we call it as an intension. So if you are storing the actual values, so then we call it as an extension. Now, how we are going to display the entity type in a ER diagram? So an entity type is represented in a ER diagram by a rectangular box enclosing the entity type name. For example, if I want to store the company, and I will put a rectangular box like this one, proper, then I will write the name here like company. I'm going to write it as company. So that the name should be enclosed within the rectangular box. Okay. So these entity types can be of 2 types. One is the strong entity type and second one is the weak entity type. So that we are going to discuss in the next video. So the second point is attribute names are enclosed in a ovals or ellipse that we already discussed and are attached to their entity type by the straight lines. And the third point is composite attributes are attached to their component attributes by the straight line, and the multi-valued attributes are displayed in a double ovals or double ellipse. So next we will move on to the entity set. Each entity type will have a collection of entities stored in a database. So as you said that, as you can see in this diagram, E1 is an entity, E2, E3, these are all entities. So this collection, we are going to call it as an entity set for the employee relation. whereas the C1 is an entity, C2 is an entity. Now if you call that group, then we call it as an entity set of a company entity type. Now here in this case, the entity set will have the same name as that of a entity type. Okay, so if I just write it as a company, so the company can be the entity type also, and entity set is also. A entity set is always the current state of the entities of that type and are stored in the database. So if you tell it in a particular type, so entity type means it is like a schema, okay, or you can say it as the intention, whereas the entity set is an extension. So that's why you can see that the collection of entities of a particular entity type are grouped into an entity set, which are also called as the extension of an entity type. Now as you can see that car is an entity type, so that's why we are represented in a rectangular box. So whereas the year, registration number, vehicle ID, model, make, color are the attributes of the car. So now as you can see that here the registration is the registration attribute is the composite attributes, because the registration attribute can be divided into two parts as the state and the number. So as you can say that we will write it as KA28 or KA31. So what it indicates? So the KA indicates the state and the number indicates the district. So if I write it as a KA28 means, so this vehicle is from the Karnataka, and 28 indicates from which district. For example, it is a district of Vijayapur. Now, whereas the registration number and the vehicle ID are the primary key, so that's why they are represented with the underline. As you can see that they are represented with the underline here. So whereas the model, make, year are the simple attribute or the single attribute, whereas the color is a multi-valued attribute. So that's why they are represented in a double oval or double ellipse, because the color of a car can take more than one color. Now, here in this case, as you can see that car is an entity type also, or it can be the entity set also. So this car has the totally these attributes as registration number, vehicle ID, make, model, year, and the color. As we said that the multi-valued attributes are usually represented by the pair of flower brackets. Now, this one we call it as an entity set. This one we call it as an entity set. Okay. Whereas car 1 is an entity, car 2 is an entity, car 3 is an entity. Whereas the car is an entity type and this one is an entity set. So here it means we are inserting one row into the car table as, so the registration number is ABC 123 Texas. The vehicle ID is a TK629, whereas the make is a Ford Mustang. So the model is a convertible and the year of the car is 2004 and the color is red, black. Now let us discuss about the key attributes of an entity type. An attribute of an entity type for which each entity must have a unique value is called a key attribute of an entity type. For example, SSN of an employee or USN of the student or Aadhaar card of Indian people. So these are all uniquely identify the rows in a table. A key attribute can be a composite. So here in this case, vehicle tag number is a key attribute of a car entity type having the components as number, state. So that means key attribute can have a single column or it can have the more than one column also is considered. An entity type may have more than one key. So here in this case, so the vehicle identification number is popularly known as VIN. It takes the two columns or two keys. So the first one is a number, second one is a state. Okay, it will take the license plate number. So that's why we have said that KA28 or KA31 or KA65. So it is a combination of two. So the every key attribute you are going to underline it. We need to underline the key attribute. So the next one is value sets or domain of attributes. So each simple attribute of an entity type is associated with the value set. So what the value set will do, which specifies the set of values that may be assigned to that attribute for each individual entity. For example, you can say that, so the range of ages followed for employees between the 16 to 70. So if it is below 60, then it will be like a child labor. So if it is above 70, which is like it must and should be retired. So the values sets, the range of values for the age column will be between the 16 to 70. If you are giving any other value than the 16 and the 17, which will be not permissible. It will not take any other value in that. Consider one more example. If you are storing the IPL teams database, it should have only 8 team names. It should not have the Big Bash League names, or it should not have the that Trinidad and Tobago name, because those are all not included in the IPL teams. Okay. So similarly, we can specify the value set for the name attribute as being the set of strings of alphabet characteristics. They are separated by the blank characters and the so on. So that means while specifying the name, it should take only the alphabetic characters along with the blanks. It should not take any the special characters. It should not take any numbers also. And value sets are not at all displayed in the ER diagrams. Now, by discussing about these things, now let us see the initial design of entity types for the company database schema. Now, based on the requirements, we can identify there are totally 4 initially entity types in the company database. So those entity types are department, project, employee, and the dependent. Their initial design is shown in the next slide. So the initial attributes are also shown along with the entity types. Let us see the diagram. Here, as you can see that, so totally we are using the 4 entity types. First one is the department, second one is the project, third one is the employee, fourth one is the dependent. So the attributes that are associated with each entity are represented in an oval. So if there are multiple values it is taking, it should be represented by the multi-valued, because the location can be in a different locations. So as you can also see that, so the key attributes are represented with the underline. Here in this case, name and the numbers are represented with the underline here. Same way, the project for also, the project has the 4 attributes here, and the employee also has the composite attribute as the name. So the name can be subdivided into the first name, middle name, initial, and the last name. And finally, the dependent column has the 5 attributes. So this is what after analyzing the requirements at the first initial step, we have come up with the 4 entity types and its related attributes. To summarize the things, in today's class, we have discussed about the entity types, entity sets, key attributes of an entity type, and the value sets we are discussed. So thank you.